There she is. What's happening?
Not a whole lot. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So think of me as Mr. Rogers meeting the people in my neighborhood.
I love that.
So start with your background. You grew up in Tallahassee, is that right?
I'm from Tallahassee. And first of all, let me just say you're a great neighbor.
Well, that's very nice of you to say, and back at you.
Thanks. I was born and raised in Tallahassee upon graduating from Florida State. Go Noles.
Actually, you need a hug the way your football team is playing.
Oh, we did beat the Gators, but
which all the count. You know what? As a Florida State, that's all that counts is beating Florida.
Right? That's all that matters.
Got it.
I moved to Tampa after graduating with my business degree. And to be honest with you, I spent a lot of time kind of lost and searching for my purpose. And I stayed in Tampa for about 10 years, moved back to Tallahassee, and ended up in St. Pete after that. And I love it here.
How'd you find, had you been to St. Pete before? Because I kind of stumbled on it. How did you find it?
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of great stories. My dad actually has lived here for about 15 years, and I would come and visit him and just be in awe of the beauty. And I love the walkability and the water. It was beckoning. It was calling to me. So I finally made it.
Yeah. So tell me how you got into this business. I call it healing because that's essentially what you do. Tell me about your business.
Well, part of that soul searching journey where I wasn't finding a purpose and I wasn't enjoying the work I was doing led me to India. And actually prior to that, my uncle, who was the one that invited me to India, had used this form of healing called Siddha Varma healing to help me eradicate the endometriosis that I had been suffering from. And in that moment, a light bulb turned on and I thought, I want to give back. I want to do something to help. This feels great to receive. And I want to also be involved with this. So I went to India and I met my teacher there, Paul Pandian, and I actually have his book here, which I read and reread. You can see.
Am I pronouncing that Siddhas?
Siddhas.
Siddhas. Okay.
They are the ancient native people, in southern India, and they brought about this form of healing, Varma healing. And so I'm studying this, and per his instruction, you don't want to become a Varma healer unless you're in a place where you can provide that, already in an office where you have hands on people. So my mom is an esthetician, and I decided I'm going to get my esthetician certification, my herbalism certification, and just start. And I'm kind of the type of person that just leaps and hopes that I'm caught by the universe, and
right. I love it.
Good is going to come from this.
I love it.
So I'm in St. Pete. I've got my certifications. I'm working for salons, and I'm working at nighttime in a restaurant, basically just working nonstop. And I am not enjoying the atmosphere. And one day I just was like, I can do this all by myself, and I'm going to do this all by myself. So I work from home now, and I have also received the Bhuti Yoga certification, which is a HIIT interval training combined with tribal flow and dynamic movement in your yoga poses. So it's a fun, fiery form of yoga, great for releasing tension and stress. I acquired that certification. I got my Reiki Master certification. And so I also got my Lash extension certification. So it's this beautiful combination of therapies that just kind of like melds together to form a health and wellness business where I serve people. And it's very rewarding for me as well.
So it's called Radiant Goddess, right?
Radiant Goddess.
And I want to just talk about like each one of them individually. So let's start with like skincare. What can you tell me about that?
Well, you saw my space, and we'll receive a facial very soon, I hope.
This I don't know that this is something you can work with. So, but
I can work, yes.
Maybe you're a miracle worker.
It's a combination of anti-aging or anti-acne, with the feel-good massage spa type facial. So I've taken two different worlds and brought them together. So the facial looks like aromatherapy, music therapy, relaxation. You'll come in, you'll get cleansed, you'll get a chemical peel if you like, which is, I use Image products. And the chemical peel is just a form of exfoliation. And you can also do dermaplaning, which uses a surgical blade.
Right, and you just scrape.
You know, this is it here.
Yeah.
So you just kind of glide up and down the skin, and that is for the vellus hair. Probably wouldn't do it on a man with a beard.
I haven't reached puberty yet. I don't even have a beard. I'm kidding.
So we also have like microdermabrasion as an option, which is essentially like a diamond tipped vacuum. That is another form of exfoliation. And the coup de grace, the grand finale, if one is willing, is microneedling. And microneedling is kind of the most intensive.
Yeah, and yeah, I saw, and it has a bunch of little micro needles, and explain how that works and why it works.
Yeah, so those four are kind of like my go-to, my toolkit, my resources to help see changes in the skin. And what they all do is exfoliate. And exfoliation is creating cell turnover. So anytime something happens to your body, it could be like you fall and you scrape your knee. This isn't intensive like that. Obviously, it's like a macro level of what we're doing. What that does is it signals the white blood cells, the helper cells, to come and rebuild. And that's encouraging cell turnover and proteins to the skin surface. And what you get is, vibrant skin, shinier skin, especially with the dermaplaning, and more plumpness in your skin. And it's anti-aging. It's the way to stop the hands of plaque. And I love doing this because you do see results. I do it.
Right. Okay. Talk to me about the lash and spray tan.
Lash and spray tan. Lash extensions, I got the certification. I saw in my school that there was people that were providing lash extensions, and it was actually kind of scary at first, because if you think about a lash, it's tiny, 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 and you're taking tweezers and you're putting these lashes on the eye. I don't know if you can see, they're
yep.
little fans.
Yep.
And so some people don't need them, but I have to use little magnifiers. Look how cool.
Okay. You got the whole kit.
So that's really fun. It's my creative outlet because I produce art. So that's really fun to do. And it lasts about 2 to 3 weeks, and then they have to come in and get it filled because the lashes grow out and you want to kind of fill them in. The spray tan, my good friend Cameron in Tallahassee just said, hey, you should offer spray tans. So per my usual, I'm like, I can figure this out. I'm just going to buy a machine and I'll teach myself how to do it and watch 3,000 YouTube videos. And I had friends that I practiced on, and it's just a great extra add-on so I can provide, one more service to my clients, so I can be more of a one-stop shop. I also provide waxing.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. I don't need it now, I don't think, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll tint and wax those brows for you. You have nice black brows.
I was thinking about the tan thing, actually. I'm feeling a little pasty. Okay, talk to me about, is it pronounced Reiki?
It's Reiki.
Reiki, okay.
Yeah, so Reiki is kind of going along with my path and where I would like to end up. Right now, I'm actually studying Ayurveda and getting my 200-hour yoga. So the more I'm learning, the more I'm seeing this like synchronicity and repetition with what I'm learning. They're all kind of like overlapping each other and intertwining. It's absolutely beautiful. And the Reiki it's an energy healing. But the thing to remember is anytime you're working with someone is that person is not healing you. You are working together in kind of like an open format to heal yourself, essentially. And that person Yeah, they say they're just holding space for you. They're just opening this basic fountain of love for you to come in. And I feel like my space, I've done the work to create a safe space where you can feel it, even if the intention is not necessarily there. I don't know if you were able to feel it when you walked in, but that is my intention.
Right. So if you give me something that like drives you crazy or you wish people wouldn't do to, like, let's say their skin, to their face, like what should people stop doing?
Ooh.
And if there's more than one, you can give me more than one.
Yeah, well, in terms of skin, I think, you know, baking yourself in the sun is great for the short term, like a lot of the behaviors we sometimes see. But long term, I have some older clientele. Most of my clientele in Tallahassee are older, and you just end up with more wrinkles and age spots. And they're there lying under the surface, and they just pop up whenever they feel ready. And even if you start wearing sunscreen at a later date, sometimes the damage is already done. So it's good as a younger person to protect your skin.
What's the deal with this, the SPFs, 30, 50? Like, I've heard you don't really need 50, 30 works. Can you give me a little bit of insight on that?
Yeah, that's kind of like one of those things you can't really argue, because, you know, it's basically like this person says this thing and this person says that thing. I think just to be safe, I just wear 50 on my face, hands, chest, neck, and arms, the ones that are constantly in the sun. Right. And, you know, if you're covered up, you don't necessarily need it. But to me, it's just be on the safe side, you know?
Right. Right. And the most, obviously, the most rewarding part of it is you actually give people, provide them with swag and confidence because you're making them feel, have this more positive vibe. Is that fair?
I hope so. I think that's why I combined all of my services as well as the yoga, because I want it to be kind of an inside out, you know, I want you to feel great on the inside. And sometimes, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with getting lash extensions or a facial if that's going to help you feel good on the inside, bring confidence. So it's a balance.
Totally agree with that. And where does the majority of your business come from? Is it word of mouth?
Yeah, I would say it's networking. I have my networking groups, referrals, and the last, like, third tier would be social media.
I got it. Got it. So if someone wanted to utilize your services or reach out to you, and I'll have your contact information on this, but just give us how to contact you.
Yeah, so my website is raydiantgoddess.com with a Y. So it's RAY. Yeah, my Instagram is Radiant Goddess with the number 3 at the end. So it's fairly easy to find me. People have found me via Google once or twice. So I'm in downtown St. Pete, kind of close to the Illinois. So it's a great location for a lot of people. Some of my clients walk to me.
I see that. That's awesome. And that's the beauty of living here, is that, you know, I can go days without even getting into my car.
I know, isn't it wonderful?
It is. Great. It is. So I am going to reiterate and have your contact information up. And I appreciate the time. Best of luck. And I hope you keep growing. And I hope this helps you keep growing and keep healing. That's the beauty of it, right?
Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. Have a fantastic day.
Okay.